So it's been 1 week since I did the cutting of the fluted pumpkin behind me. Let me share with you what has since happened. But before I show you what has happened, let me just explain again why it is important to cut the ugu or the fluted pumpkin plants. So you do that first cutting when the ugu first germinates and it has developed a couple of leaves, at least maybe 10 leaves, and then you can count 5 from the bottom and cut. When you do that, it enables the fluted pumpkin plant to produce a bunch of side shoots. That is the first cutting. I would wait again a couple of other weeks and then do at least a second cutting, and this will really be setting your ugu up for producing plenty of vines and then plenty of leaves for you. However, if your goal for growing the ugu is to have it produce the flowers and subsequently the fruit, you cannot just be cutting and cutting and cutting. So after cutting for the second time, which is what I'm going to advise based on my experience, I will just let it be from that point on for the fluted pumpkin plant to produce flowers, especially the female ones, because after about the second cutting, your ugu will be old enough for you to tell if you have a male or a female fluted pumpkin plant. Now, if you did not know that, the ugu plant is dioecious, meaning we have a separate male plant and then a separate female plant. The male plant produces the male flowers. It has a male reproductive system. The female plant produces female flowers. It has a female reproductive system. They pollinate, and then on the female plant, we then get the pod and then seeds for the future, right? So we really want to protect our female ugu. So as I was saying, after that second cutting, you will definitely be able to tell which one is female, and this is because the female usually has like a very thick stem. It has broad leaves compared to the male one. The male one has tiny stems. The leaves are very small, and the reason why the female is bigger is because it's going to carry a very heavy fluted pumpkin pod. That stuff is heavy. That is why. So if you are growing the fluted pumpkin for the seeds, then you don't want to be cutting the female ones that frequently. So you just keep an eye. All right, so let me go show you what has happened exactly 1 week after we did the cutting. So guys, this is my fluted pumpkin and I have them growing in buckets, as you can see. But this video is gonna be about why it is important to do that first cutting to prune or to top off your ugu, that is this fluted pumpkin plant. Now, as you can see how it keeps just growing vertically, like little leaves, and it's growing very tall. If you do not prune, this is what is going to happen. It's just going to be growing tall, like vertical growth without a lot of branching. You can see these are potential branches, but it's not going to form any of the branches unless I cut it. Okay, so that's why you prune or you top off your ugu, so that you can encourage lateral horizontal growth. Therefore you get more veggies. So I'm just going to prune like that, and then you'll find that I will get a lot of side branches start to form. We're going to cut this one as well, you know. And let me just say, I've already topped off this ugu once because I only have 3 of them. I topped it off once, but then I needed to cut again. So if you're topping off for the first time, just count at least 5 leaves from the bottom, and then you cut. Okay, make sure you're using a clean pair of pruners or a knife. It needs to be clean. Then you cut away like so. Okay, now we're gonna get more lateral growth in a few weeks, and therefore increase our harvest that way. All right guys, so this is what we're looking at. So last week I did the cutting of the ugu, the second cutting. Okay, so this is where I cut. You can see where I cut, and look, boom, side shoot, boom, side shoot. Okay, these two side shoots were not there just last week. If I did not cut, it would have continued the vertical growth. Okay, look at this one. This is a side shoot because I cut here. We get a side shoot here, and then we get another side shoot here. This is a potential vine. Okay, now let's go look over here. All right, so over here we did cut right here. Okay, it was just growing tall with very tiny leaves, and because we cut, we get this side shoot, we get this side shoot. Here's another one forming. All of these were not here just last week. So guys, that's why you cut the ugu. I can tell that this one is probably a male ugu plant. See how tiny the stem is? This is probably a male ugu plant. Okay, this is probably a female ugu plant. That is my guess, but I will keep an eye and keep you updated.